Welcome to the first ever movie review of I.N.SANE's Asylum. I'm your host, I.N.SANE. Anyway, yesterday I was talking about the Halloween-a-thon. This is not a part of the Halloween-a-thon. This was a movie I was invited to watch in the theaters. The Ouija 2016, which is a prequel to the 2013 Ouija. Anyway, this will be a spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest you turn this off until you do see the movie, unless you want to hear spoilers. So I'll give you about 5 seconds to shut this off while I spoil everything that goes on in the movie. Not everything, I forget a few things. Alright, your 5 seconds is up. Here comes the spoilers. The movie opens with I.N.SANE doing a seance for a father and daughter, claiming that the father's wife forgives him and a few other things. Anyway, the daughter is pointing her out to be a scam. And there was a shadow of a woman in the curtains that goes right and invades the living room, scaring off the father and daughter. And Alice doesn't charge the father for the money. When she goes in, she reveals she is a scam, as her two daughters were pretty much doing all the effects. So then the oldest daughter, Gina, intentionally screwed up the seance because the daughter was a bitch. Anyway, later that night, Gina sneaks out of the house, and Gina, the older daughter, sneaks out of the house and meets up with a few friends. Her boyfriend, Mikey, along with two other friends, Betty and Ellis, or Ellie, some name like that. Anyway, they all play a seance game, and Betty's getting scared of everything, believing the seance is real. The Ouija board. It is like the mom barges into the room and scares the fuck out of Betty. She screams. So then the mom gets on Lena's case for sneaking out in to play a game of Ouija and drinking with everybody else. The next day, Alice finds a Ouija game when she was picking up some candles from a witch shop. Gothic shop. Personally, I don't know my shops, believe it or not. But anyway, the youngest daughter, Doris, starts playing the games. Starts playing opening the Ouija game, and she believes she's talking to her dad, but it's really a spirit named Marcus, who's pretending to be the dad, telling them everything they want to know. Also, Dora's been picked on by two boys at her school. Later on, when she's possessed by this Marcus character, or some devil doctor. She was possessed by one of those. Next day in school, one of these boys attempts to shoot her with a swing shot. She looks right at them, and then he reverses that swing shot onto himself. Also, as soon as I remember her name, I just said it. Not Doris, the other one. Lena. Lena brings a boyfriend, Mike, over and tells Doris, "Don't tell Mom I brought him over." So then they listen to a record upstairs. Excuse me while Big Lee's cat, Garfield the Weasel, has to interrupt the video. Anyway, brings on Doris. Lena brings Mikey up to her bedroom to listen to her record. Then they kind of kiss a few seconds. Then Mikey leaves. But on his way out, he says goodnight to Doris. And Doris talks about what it feels like to be strangled. Describes every detail of it. Kind of scares Mikey away. Now in the later parts of the movie. As soon as Lena finds this doll that her dad gave her with a stitched up mouth. And she thinks that Doris did it. And Doris says the dad did it. Because sewing the mouth keeps the spirit, takes away the voices. Sorry, still don't know. Let me put down Garfield the Weasel real quick. Anyway, these voices. Lena finds these sheets that speak some kind of language, and she brings them in to the priest, Tom Hogan, Father Tom Hogan. And he talks to a nun that has escaped Germany in the past. And she kind of describes this whole thing that is a devil doctor, that is a guy named Marcus that escaped the devil doctor. And this devil doctor happened to do experiments on patients inside the house that they live in. Well, does that kind of sound familiar? Anyway. The priest, along with Lena, try to talk Alice into understanding that it ain't really her husband that's talking to them on the Ouija board. Instead, it's really this Marcus character who happens to possess Doris. And Doris, disguising her voice as Lena's, invites Mikey over, unnoticed to the rest of them that were up in Doris's room talking about everything, about the sheets of paper and everything. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the family was about to be evicted earlier, but Doris finds some money hidden in the wall that keeps them at the house. Apparently, Doris shows Mikey this hole in the wall where she found the money, and tells him there's more things hidden in that wall. So he reaches in and pulls out a purse that shows all the IDs and everything of all the patients he tortured in the past. And then she tells Mikey to look for something else in the wall. As soon as he pulls his hand out of the wall, it's sort of like Marcus possessed Doris, takes away his voice. And as the rest of the characters go downstairs to look for Doris, they suddenly see Mikey hanging on a noose. And then they go into the basement planning to look for Doris, but at the same time also throw their Ouija board in the furnace. They attempt to throw it in. The first time, Alice lights a match and she sees a skull in the wall that came down on Mikey earlier. And she screamed and dropped her match. So then Reverend Hogan lights another match to burn the Ouija board. Hogan then finds a storage space that he goes into to look for Doris. They meet up in the other side of the room. It was something like they both confront each other, and Reverend Hogan was temporarily possessed by the devil doctor, which he goes after the other two women. And then he kind of gets unpossessed, right? And then he shoves Alice Zander out of the room and closes the door as the spirit of the devil doctor throws him down the stairs and breaks his neck. So that just leaves the mom and the daughter, Alice and Lena. Anyway, the possessed Doris attempts to possess Lena, whispers some voices in Lena's ear, and then the mom, Alice, trying to say, "Take me," and then the possessed Doris says, I'll take all of you," and then knocks the mom out and drags her down to the cellar to tie her to a stretcher and getting ready to torture her. And we see an unknown spirit picking up Lena and putting her in her bed. And the spirit turns out to be the ghost of her dad, carrying her to the bed. And the dad sewed the lips of the doll to keep the voices from coming. And she learns what this is all about. She runs into the basement to save her mom, and then she sews up Doris's lips. And then one more spirit possesses Lena to stab Alice and kills her, so Lena's the sole survivor of all this. And then Lena is put away in the asylum. And as her doctor is walking by the rooms, he sees Lena and Doris in the room. And he doesn't make a big deal about it at first, and then he's like, wait a minute. And then he looks back into the asylum room and sees Lena staring straight at him. And then right behind him, Doris is walking on the ceiling as the credits roll. At the end of the credits, there's a surprise at the end that shows I.N.SANE playing the older Lena, the Lena that appears in the 2013 movie, Ouija, getting a visitor from someone claiming to be their niece, which, by the way, does happen in the 2013 movie Ouija. A little spoiler on that one. By the way, I only seen that one once. I don't remember if I.N.SANE played the older Lena on that one or not, but in case she did, or she didn't, I wouldn't know. But anyway, I think I proved my... Oh, forgetting the funny moment of this movie. When Mikey meets Alice for the first time, Alice the mom meets Mikey, she gives him a palm reading, claiming, talk about in the palm of the hand, about his lifeline. Yeah, I forgot what the other two things are. She described in the palm of the hand. If you touch my daughter anywhere you're not supposed to, then she presses down on his hand. That is a funny moment right there. But anyway, that's all for my very first review. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a lot or halting a lot. Usually if I know the movie well enough, I would pretty much be easy on it, but I've only seen this once so far. And I've only seen the original one once so far as well. That's all for this episode of I.N.SANE's Asylum. The doctor is out.